Hi Sagittarius, I'm Ronique and welcome to Scorpio Soul Time. I hope you all are doing well. Look at that Knight of Pentacles just trying to come out. Welcome to Scorpio Soul Time. Welcome to your July 2023 relationships tarot reading. This is where we're going to look at what relationships, Sag, have you been dealing with and which ones will you carry into July. I think that it's really important to kind of get a kind of pulse check here as we enter into the month of July, as we have those nodes changing from Scorpio and Taurus into Aries and Libra. So this is a really important time, Sag, for you to really look at what relationships are you working with. Is it your home life, relationships with your family, your spouse, maybe your extended family? This can also deal with your colleagues at work, possibly your community, or it could be with just yourself. So this is a really interesting time that we're moving into, Sag. So if you haven't already liked, subscribed, commented, given my videos a thumbs up, I would love if you would. To those of you who have left comments, thank you to each and every one of you. I make sure and respond as quickly as I can. I really love connecting with you and learning about what you all are going through in your life. It's kind of nice to hear other people's interesting lives and not just concentrating on my own. So that's really nice. Okay, Sag, let's get into it. So you start off with the Two of Wands in the upright. Then you have the Eight of Pentacles also in the upright. Then you have the Queen of Swords in the reverse, along with the High Priestess. So definitely some divine feminine energy going on here with that Queen of Swords, with that High Priestess. They are both in reverse. So let's go ahead and pull two cards that are going to represent you and whoever is the other part of this relationship. So if this is a romantic relationship, if this is dealing with, you know, a boss or a colleague, you make that decision in terms of what you want to learn more about. Okay, so here is you. You have this Four of Cups in reverse. And then on the bottom of the deck, we have the Magician. So that is some interesting energy. I think it's also interesting how the Magician, to me, is already symbolizing that there's some greater purpose at hand that maybe you don't realize, okay? With the Four of Cups, I'm going to turn it over just so you can see, but she is amongst all of these different, there's this huge, almost like buzzard over her, and she is literally kind of like being enveloped inside. And I think the Four of Coins usually has to deal with hoarding or holding on to something too tightly. This depiction I love because it's almost like she's being enveloped or wrapped in almost like a cocoon from this big buzzard. Now, with that in reverse, I'm kind of taking this as, who is it that's been looking over you but you haven't been paying attention? I definitely think that this Magician card is trying to give you some insight of maybe someone who has been trying to help you, but maybe you've either been ignoring them or maybe they actually have your greater good at stake, but you haven't been paying attention, okay? I think many of you have been really diligently like planning out the next steps. I think it's around your career because of that Eight of Pentacles. And I think some of you have been putting in the effort, but you haven't been talking out what your next steps are, if that makes sense. It's almost like a boss or someone who has a higher authority is like, you need to step up. You need to speak up. You need to like volunteer to do things. I feel like there's some of you out there who's been kind of like hiding back in the shadows and hasn't been speaking up in either like staff meetings, and maybe you've been overlooked for many things. And I feel like there's been some important decisions that are going to happen possibly in July or as we move into the fall that you're really going to need to step up. The High Priestess is like using your intuition to really like, it's almost like that energy of being able to tap into your intuition, but also be able to feel when things aren't right around you and feel when they are, and not just be so like zoned out in your own world that you forget what's going on. And I definitely think this Queen of Swords is either a boss, a manager, someone has been paying attention but has been making decisions because you haven't been speaking out. So I'm really inviting you, Sagittarius, over these next few months, especially leading into the fall when we get into eclipse season. I need you to step up and step out, meaning like I need you to speak up if you need something, if you don't have the resources you need to be able to finish a project. This Magician is showing that there is someone who is trying to help you, but they don't know how much help you need, if that makes sense. And I think this relationship, message for you, Sagittarius, is make sure you're creating relationships that envelope you and be able to make you feel secure, like that Four of Coins. Like, don't just go on your own. Don't just be like so busy in your work that you're not paying attention. That Queen of Swords wants to make some decisions that's going to help you, but they can't help you if they don't know what you need, okay? All right, Sagittarius, I hope this was helpful. Leave me a comment and let me know if this resonated with you. Do take a look at your sun, moon, and rising sign. And if you haven't subscribed, I would love if you would. Thank you, Sag.